Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Well, I guess it's been almost a year since I uploaded the last kind of Tusk Highland X2 review kind of thing, and you can see the bike's in a little bit worse for wear after our trips over the summer there. We did Washington BDR, Idaho BDR, a bunch of travel in BC. These Tusk bags have held up phenomenally well. I'm running the Olympus large tank bag, the Tusk Highland X2 rackless rear luggage system. The thing is held up perfectly. As you can see, I take very good care of my stuff and wash it very regularly. But otherwise, yeah, no, it's been perfect. The bike's been, I wouldn't say abused, but certainly we did a lot of ridings, a lot of hard riding, a lot of expert sections. The bags had no problem at all staying on the bike, staying tight. You barely notice this stuff when it's loaded on the back. I did add these Go Time gear. I think they're supposed to be water bottle holder kind of things. I usually keep just tools and some spare odds and ends in here, some tire stuff, just random tools for things I might need. It's unloaded right now, I believe. I don't know what's all in there, but then I also picked up these kind of just little Molly pouches that just kind of just hang on there in the bottom, and I just toss more odds and ends in there, just random tools that you might need, maybe some super glues or putties or JB Weld or whatever. But yeah, everything else, you'll have to excuse the mess in the garage right now. We're kind of in a transitionary phase of cleaning and winter maintenance and stuff like that. But yeah, the whole thing is just held up phenomenally well. I moved the tire kit to these Moto carriers, side carriers kind of thing. Now this is supposed to be the fender bag, the Tusk fender bag, but it actually clips in really well to these Moto side carriers. So I've been running that on that side, and I'll usually put something on the other side. I honestly can't even remember what's over there right now. I obviously didn't need a lot of that stuff on the BDR. We got super lucky with tires and everything else on the trip, so I ended up pulling a lot of that stuff off. What is over here? It's my tool kit. So yeah, very, very accessible. This is the Tusk tool roll, also strapped into the Highland X2 in some horrible fashion. But yeah, no, it's this whole thing just worked so well. I think it's a medium 33 liter duffel that I had on here. It actually fell off coming down in one of the mountains in Washington State. A whole bunch of stuff came off. I don't know, I just didn't attach it or strap it well enough for what I was doing, and it kind of like dragged and went through the tire. It was holding on by a strap. It got ripped to shit, but it held up for the rest of the trip. It's not waterproof anymore. There's a hole in the bottom of it. One of the straps ripped off, but I mean, you can't fault build quality when something goes through your rim. That was the whole axe incident that we had discussed in some of the videos that I had posted earlier from Washington. So I replaced it actually with a 22 liter, which is underneath my rain pants here. I found that I didn't actually use all of the space in the 33 liter bag, so I've downgraded that to the 22 liter. I think this is what they say is a small. You can get a smaller version than this, even than the extra small. This is brand new, haven't even used it yet. It's been on a couple times just riding around, but not actually packed out for a trip or anything like that. Everything else held up superbly well. I'm excited to run with the smaller bag. Just because it is going to be less stuff on the back. But even with the larger bag on there, like I said, you barely ever notice this stuff. And you can see I've got almost exactly the mirror image of the Go Time gear and the small kind of Molly pouch. They're just good for odds and ends, so that you're not burying tools and stuff super deep, or just kind of like zip ties or anything really. And I use this side actually for carrying my filtered water, which I don't know where that is actually at, but I just have a water filter attached to an Nalgene on that side. I ran fuel on this side, mostly for lighting fires and stuff. And then I had on the exhaust side a large Nalgene bottle. I think it's 1.5 liters or something like that. I chose to run that on the exhaust side because this exhaust, this GR Moto exhaust that I got off eBay, I honestly, my initial review was not fantastic about it, and I would still say that the fit is kind of dodgy at best. As you can see, it melted my turn signal off. I'm going to have to adjust that maybe, or not, because, turn signals are kind of superfluous anyways. No one even looks. Yeah, it melted that off. But anyways, yeah, I put the water on that side because obviously the exhaust is kind of hot, as we can tell. And without the baffling, and even with the baffling, it runs pretty hot out the end there. But yeah, no, the whole setup perfect. The top case was great for. I had a bunch of battery banks and stuff in here, charging a bunch of GoPro batteries, all the odds and ends. I keep just stuff in there all the time. Some hand warmers for if you really get out there. I kept my passport in here. Just some general stuff, and then the top strap was perfect for holding onto my hat, which you'll see in the videos. There's a lot there. It also strapped down my GoPro kind of selfie stick thingamabobber there. But yeah, no, the whole Tusk system, I cannot recommend it enough as a budget option to some of the other rackless systems out there. And I don't doubt that those are of equal or greater quality to the Tusk system, but for the bang for the buck, I don't think you can beat this. And yeah, I don't think you won't be disappointed with it. There are many options out there, Moscow, Giant Loop, and I think you're going to be happy with any of those systems. But for the price you pay for this stuff, full setup, I've obviously kind of added a few things. These are all available on Amazon, by the way. The Go Time gears are maybe $20 or $30 Canadian, and I think I got these as a 2-pack for $15 or something like that. Works perfectly fine. They're not waterproof. They're not even maybe water resistant. I wouldn't even say that. They're just the same kind of material as the outside of the Tusk bags themselves. So these are not waterproof or really resistant in that, I don't think they claim to be. But that's why you get those, the dry bags, which, to be fair, did not get wet. So this is, I don't know, we'll say 10,000 miles of use and abuse on these things. The bike's only been down, I don't even know, maybe once or twice on them. And they did held up completely fine. But yeah, they obviously got used a ton in and out, rocking and rolling all over the trail and stuff like that. Zippers, how many times I've opened this tank bag, is probably in the thousands. It is susceptible to dust, as do all zippers when they're used in an off-road kind of environment. One trick you can do, you can use chapstick and just kind of rub the zipper, or candle wax. Just take a candle and run it up and down the zipper, and it will wax that, keep it lubricated, keep some of the dust out of it. One thing, it does eventually collect dust, and you kind of got to clean it out a little bit, but I haven't done that with this at all. It just worked and didn't stop working. So yeah, there you go. The Tusk system, the bike, the exhaust. I'll do another proper review on this when I can get the bike outside and we can hear it a bit more. That was one of the complaints I got from the other video with this exhaust, is we didn't really get a good sound test. I will do a proper kind of like ride, but you can hear it in some of the BDR videos. It sounds really good from behind. It's not too loud from the front. I ran the entire BDR with the baffle in, just to have some spark arresting kind of thing. There's actually no mesh in there, but yeah, bike did fine. Gear did exceptional. Happy as a clam with the Tusk Highland X2 setup and a little bit of modification here and there, but yeah, otherwise perfectly fine. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you in the next one.